Hi, welcome to our Carbon Poker video review. My name is Matt, and over the course of this video, I'm going to be showing you Carbon Poker's games, software, promotions, and what deposit methods you can use to fund your Carbon Poker account. Before I get into the games, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Carbon Poker. Carbon Poker does accept US players. However, if you live in Washington, D.C., Louisiana, Utah, New York, Maryland, Missouri, or Washington State, you will not be able to play for real money at Carbon Poker. They do accept everyone else for real money games though. They offer up to 35% daily cash back. They are licensed and regulated, and they've been around since 2006. They are one of the oldest and most trusted sites on the Merge network. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and move on to Carbon Poker's games and software. Alright, so in this section of our Carbon Poker video review, I want to show you Carbon Poker's games, stakes, and software. So I'm just going to quickly go through the different games they offer and the stakes that you can play them at, and then towards the end of this section I'll open up a table and show you what distinguishes Carbon Poker from the other poker sites out there. So the first thing I want to point out is that Carbon Poker on their network has about 8,000 players, and it's about 4 p.m. on a Wednesday on the West Coast. So there's still a couple hours left for people to get off work and log on. So I expect this number to rise to about, I'd say about between 10 and 12,000, maybe 13, 14,000 players during peak hours, which is really good for a US facing poker site. So a lot of traffic there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the games that Carbon Poker has. They offer Hold'em, Omaha, Omaha High-Low, Stud, and then they have a small variety of Draw, Raz, and Horse. Now I'm just going to go through the more popular games since I can't actually highlight all the limits. So for Hold'em, in cash games, you can play stakes from 2 cent, 4 cent, all the way up to 3-6, and there are games running all the way up to the 3-6 level. As you can see here, there's a lot of games running at the 25-50 cent level. The games actually range from relatively normal to pretty loose. There's some, 44% to the flops, a little high, 45%. See if we have any higher games. The games will probably get a little bit softer at the smaller stakes here. So, and you see we have some variations. We have heads up, we have 6 max, and we have full ring games. So for Omaha, I'm going to look at pot limit since that's a more common game. We have 2 cent, 4 cent, all the way up to 3-6, and games are running up to the 25-50 cent mark. Looks like there's some soft games here too, 80%, 51%. 67%, and it's a full table. So there is some action there as well. High-low, 2 cent, 4 cent, all the way up to 10-20, and there's some games running there as well. Stud, we have 1 table running, and the stakes available are 10 cent, 20 cent, and for Draw, Raz, Badoogie, and Horse, we have games running from 5 cent, 10 cent, all the way up to $10 and $20. Doesn't look like there's really any games running though. Raz is pretty much the same thing. We got stakes running from 10 cent, 20 cent to 5.10. Only a couple of tables occupied. Badoogie same way, and Horse the same way. So unfortunately, if you're interested in draw games or Horse or Badoogie, you're just not going to find any action. You will find action at Hold'em, Omaha, and Stud cash games though. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sit and Goes. Sit and Goes, we have games running from 11 cents all the way up to $512. Looks like variations include 6 max, super turbos, heads up. Let's see what else we have here. We have super turbos, we got double ups, 6 max super turbos, heads up. Let's see how many games we have running. Nothing at the upper stakes here. We do have some games running at the $30 level, $20 level. More games running here at the $11 level. So if you're kind of a small, say micro stakes to small stakes sit and go player, you'll have some action here. And it looks like there's plenty of action at the small stakes, even at stud and PLO. So plenty of games to choose from here in the sit and go section, and unlike some of the other sites on the Merge network, not to mention just US facing sites in general, there's probably the most sit and go action here at Carbon Poker compared to everywhere else. So that's really cool. And I would expect some of that's to do with their VIP program, which I'll briefly explain in the next section. So here in the tournament section, we have stakes ranging from free and 6 cents all the way up to, looks like $530 for their 25 guaranteed deep stack. They run a bunch of high roller games, looks like 15K guaranteed, 10K guaranteed. Going a little bit lower for $109, you can get to a 2.5 guarantee with a deep stack and a rebuy. They have turbo tournaments running, 6 max, 1 rebuy, 1 add-on. Lots of variations there, lots of guarantees, 5K guarantee, 7.5 guarantee. What I really like about these is that they have a cap, it looks like, on the players or on the field here. So you're not going to sign up to a tournament and all of a sudden realize that you got like a field of 10,000 players. You know, there's only 2,000 players, which is pretty cool. So not only can you actually have some sort of time frame, you're just not signing up for a total crapshoot. There is actually a possibility that you can cash, possibly win, and you can do so consistently if you play tournaments on a regular basis here at Carbon. So lots of games to choose from. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up a table and I'm going to show you Carbon's software. So let's go ahead and choose Hold'em, no limits, and let's find me a small stakes table to open up. So what you're going to notice about Carbon Poker is that most of the core features that you're going to care about are no different than what you're going to find elsewhere. So you're going to have statistics, you're going to be able to tile the tables, cascade them, stack them, choose where you sit, and so on. You can take notes on players, you can add them as a friend, hide the avatars, disable chat, player box colors. You do all kinds of things like that. Where Carbon is going to distinguish themselves a little bit from other sites is that there's a lot of options for how to customize the table and background. So as you can see here, they have preset options: table, rail, carpet, card, and interface. So there are a lot of things here. These are all pre-made options that you can choose from. There's just a ton of options for how to customize your table here. So go here, go here, choose a really simple carpet, and now we have something like this, and you just do that in just a matter of seconds. The other thing that's going to distinguish Carbon Poker from the other sites is that they have features like the emoticons, which you can just click from. I gotta sit down real quick to do it, but sit down here, and you choose different emoticons. They also have features like rabbit hunting, run it twice, and let's see here, and then show one card. So like when you fold, you can show one of your cards to kind of taunt your opponents. So I think that actually covers it for Carbon Poker's games and software. In the next section, I'm going to cover their promotions. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is Carbon Poker's promotions. There are 2 promotions in specific that I'm going to talk about. The first one is their deposit bonus, and the next one will be their VIP program. 2 things that I believe are probably the most important promotions that really any poker site can offer. One's kind of a a short-term kind of bankroll boost, and the other one's kind of a long-term, consistent kind of cash flow, which is great if you're a grinder since that can kind of offset variance. So let's go ahead and find the deposit bonus here. Carbon Poker is offering all new accounts that are depositing for the first time a 200% match bonus, good up to $5,000 free. So what that means for you is that every dollar that you deposit, Carbon Poker will give you 2 in return, up to a maximum of $5,000. For example, if you deposit $1,000, Carbon Poker will give you $2,000, and you'll have a total bankroll of $3,000. To earn your bonus, you will have to earn points. They cover this on their promotions page. You'll want to make sure to read their terms and conditions and fully understand that before taking advantage of their bonus. So what you'll need to do is play real money games, earn points. You will earn $1 for every 150 VIP points you generate by playing real money games. You will be paid in $5 increments or 750 VIP points. And I believe that covers their... Oh, and last thing, you have 120 days to complete your bonus. So you have 4 months, which should be enough time to complete the bonus depending on the games and stakes that you play. So the next thing I'd like to cover real quick is Carbon Poker's VIP program. The biggest perk to their VIP program is that they offer up to 35% cash back. If you visit their rewards page or if you read our Carbon Poker text review, you'll see that their VIP program spans 6 tiers, ranging from Earth to Carbon. They use different Earth elements for their VIP tiers. And you'll see the different points that you need to earn, ranging from 1 to 20,000, and the points to cash exchange rate. So for example, as a Earth member, you can receive an 8% points to cash exchange rate, while at the highest tier, you can receive a 35% points to cash exchange rate. That's paid into your account daily, and you'll also have access to free rolls, dedicated host, and just more daily prizes and gifts. The last thing I'd like to point out about their VIP program is that once you earn a level, it's usually yours until, let's see here. Oh no, excuse me, they actually changed it. So it used to be that you'd used to keep a tier for as long as you play every so often. But this is actually, their VIP program now is on a month-by-month basis. So you will need to earn your points each and every month to maintain your level. So if you earn 20,000 points this month, you'll have the Carbon level and a 35% cash back. However, if you only earn 7,500 points the next month, you'll be on the Water tier and you'll have a 19% points to cash exchange ratio. So that's going to cover it for Carbon Poker's promotions. In the last section of our video, I am going to cover the different deposit methods you can use to fund your Carbon Poker account. Okay, so the last thing I'd like to do is explain or show you Carbon Poker's different deposit methods. So the different options you have to fund your Carbon Poker account if you choose to play for real money. So the best way to see what options are available to you is to visit Carbon Poker using the links on our page or our review, create an account, and then log in, and then visit their cashier section. What you'll do is just scroll down and you'll see that you have the option to use Visa, cash transfer, Skrill, also known as Money Bookers, NetTeller, and you'll also see that you will need to deposit a minimum of $20, which is definitely micro stakes, beginner friendly, and the maximum that you can deposit per day is $1,000, and then $6,000 per month. Of course, this can be increased depending on your history with Carbon Poker. All you need to do is contact their support and see how they can help you out. Now for withdrawals, you have the option of a cashier's check or gift card, wire transfer, Skrill money bookers, net tiller, and that looks like about it. You'll have different withdrawal limits, or excuse me, different minimums and maximums, and processing times and fees, depending on the option you choose. Cashier's check and wire transfer is going to be for U.S. players. You won't be able to use Skrill or NetTeller since that's not a U.S. Option. So you'll be able to receive your payments within 6 to 8 weeks. You'll have fees ranging from $0 to looks like about $40, and limits ranging from $50 to it looks like no limit for the wire transfer, and $2,500 for a check or gift card. So that covers the banking portion of our Carbon Poker video review, and that wraps up our video review as a whole. I'd like to thank you for watching our video. I think Carbon Poker is a solid option for most of you. They're a great US site. They see anywhere from 7 to 10, maybe 12,000 players daily, or at any one time. They have a variety of deposit options and games that are running consistently. So check Carbon Poker out. And thanks for watching this review. This is Matt signing off.